So this is the before of my skin without any makeup on. And here is after of the face routine. Hey guys, so today is going to be a face routine. So I have showed my face routine in other like my first tutorials, but then I just stopped showing it because it kind of made the video too long. On top of, my face products don't really change, and when they do, the way I apply them doesn't change. So I thought, why not show a routine of me doing it? So if you see a tutorial like from here on out that you want to know how I did my face, you can reference this video. Someone did ask me on Instagram if I could do a face routine because I think she said my face looked really smooth. That picture may have been edited like with a smoothing filter, but I didn't tell her that. I just said thank you. But yes, I do edit my pictures, but only like slightly. Like I smooth out my face and I change up the lighting a little bit. I could live without smoothing my face. Like I don't need to. I just do because I like to, but the lighting I kind of do need to change because the lighting can be wonky in my pictures. But anyways, face routine. This is a close-up of my face routine. Now this video isn't edited, but obviously I do have a ring light, so it could be making my skin look real good. Here, let me show you without it. So this is just like my natural like ceiling light. Products may change here and there when I do my face makeup, but the process is still the same, and we're gonna get into the process. Okay, right. So I start bare face, of course, and I first prime my face. I do a little trio, typically like kind of a gripping primer. So this primer can sometimes change depending on which kind of gripping primer I feel like using, but for today I'm using my Milk one, and then I use kind of a serum-y primer. This one's from Wet n Wild, just a primer serum, and then e.l.f. putty primer. Yes, this could be very excessive and it could be doing nothing for me, but I feel like it does something. So I'm gonna continue doing it. I know there's been like a big debate on whether primer actually works. I haven't gone without it, so I wouldn't know if it works or not because I've always used primer. Okay, the pump on this, okay, I was able to get more out. So for right now, I think primer works for me, but I wouldn't say you need it. If you generally do not feel a difference with or without it, go without it. Like, save yourself money. Okay, so I just apply that all over my face, and then wrong step. And then just on my like nose area, that's where I use my putty primer, and I scoop some out with my nails. I'm actually running kind of low on this. I just use like the basic putty primer. I know there's like different versions, and then I just apply that on this area, just where my pores are tend to be. Continue blending that out until moving on to the final primer. I just kind of drip some of the Wet n Wild primer serum into my hand, and again apply that all over my face just like the Milk primer, and I just feel like this adds a little more hydration. Now yes, you can get that hydration from your moisturizer, which I do. I use the First Day Beauty moisturizer, but I don't know, I've just gotten used to doing my makeup this way, so it's like hard for me to change it. So yeah, just gonna finish blending that in. Okay, with my face primed, I'm gonna come back with my eyebrows and eyes done so I can do the rest of my face with the eyes done. And if you want to know how I did this little pride rainbow bejeweled look, it will be my previous video, so it will be linked down below. But so after I'm done priming my face, doing my eyebrows, and doing the eyes, I'm an eyes first person. I do my concealer, and for my concealer, again, these products can switch up, but how I apply them obviously doesn't. So I can use the Revolution one like I'm doing today. I have a ColourPop one that I use. I typically switch between those two. So yeah, Makeup Revolution, Conceal and Define in shade C12.5. And I don't use too much concealer. I kind of just apply it, forming like mini triangles. I don't go all the way under because I just feel like my skin doesn't need that. Not to sound like prestigious, but I just think it's too much for my skin to do those like heavy triangles. And then I apply a little bit on my nose. I don't really spot conceal. I kind of just let the foundation cover whenever I apply that right after the concealer. I'm a concealer before foundation person. I don't think it really matters, but yeah, that's just what I do. And I take a mini little beauty blender sponge and pat that in and kind of like swipe too. Don't want to like swipe too much because I feel like it takes away foundation. I'm actually using a tinted moisturizer today, the ColourPop Pretty Fresh one. For foundation, I use my Rare Beauty one. I have my L'Oreal one. Those are my main two, but today I decided to use my Pretty Fresh tinted moisturizer because I just feel like I always forget that I have this, and I used it on Saturday and I really liked it. So I just take some of that. I use a brush, and for my shade it's medium dark 16N. So I just take the brush, Real Techniques brush, and just start dabbing that in. Because I use a brush, I like to go in with a sponge after to kind of smooth it over. So I'm gonna do that as well. You can also obviously dot this on your face and then blend, but I like to pat it from my hand to my face. Okay, and then going in with the Real Techniques sponge and just kind of smoothing that over. Kind of dabbing and rubbing at the same time. This could be a very incorrect way to apply makeup, but it's what I'm doing, and this is my routine of how the concealer and tinted moisturizer looks on my face. And now we're gonna go on to blush. And yes, with an eye look like this, you think I was gonna go in with a more neutral blush. No, I'm gonna go in with Sprite Pink. Again, blush can change. I switch up between my Rare Beauty blushes all the time. So this is in Lucky, and for this I just take some on the back of my hand. Most people dot on their face, but I just prefer to do it on the back of my hand like that. Just a kind of dense kind of foundation brush, but I use it for blush, and I just take it like that, and I do it on the high points of my cheeks. And I've showed this in other videos, and I just think it's so funny watching me apply the blush because it can look very scary, but again, I always blend it out because imagine me walking around looking like this. And then when I kind of get where the placement, that's what I meant, the placement, I take a sponge and I just kind of blend it out. And then I also go in with my fingers to blend it out as well. So the brush is more for just like me placing the blush on where I want it, and then the sponge is actually like blending it. And I'm into kind of like an intense blush, and I also set this with like colored face powder, so it also dials it down. So I don't mind it looking like this. Okay, I applied more on the back of my hand because I'm gonna do the other cheek now. Taking the same elf brush, and again placing it on the high points of my cheeks. And that was actually, that I will admit, that was a lot. But again, going under the sponge, just kind of blending it. I felt like I was gonna say something else, but I kind of drew a blank. So just blending it, and again gonna go into my fingers after this as well to kind of pat it in. Patting it in. My nose always itches when I'm doing my makeup. It's either really running or it's itchy. And then taking a little bit of the excess from the brush, just applying that on my nose. I love the way blush looks on a nose. I don't even know if I said correct grammar. But yeah, before like face powder or anything, this is what the blush is looking like. And then going in with another Rare Beauty cream product before I set it with powder. I need to wipe off my hand a little bit so I don't like get it all over the place. Going with my liquid highlighter in Mesmerize. Oh, I know, like I said, my nose is itchy again. I just do like 2 dots on the high points of my cheekbones, a little bit on my nose, and then above my lip. And then I go in with my fingers, blending that in. I could use a brush or a sponge, but I just prefer to use my fingers with this product. And it blends in nicely. And I've said it in other videos, these cream products from Rare Beauty, you can apply over powder. I don't feel like they disturb product underneath, like powder products underneath, like some cream products can do. but I just prefer to apply them under. Just blending that. For face powder, this is what my skin looks like. And for face powder, with my camo powder foundation. So this is a powder foundation, but I use it as powder. I switch up between this one and my Pretty Fresh powder from Colourpop. But yeah, today using my e.l.f. one in Tan 425N. Taking that on my Koya brush. This is Koya, right? Yeah. And I'm just gonna, oh, my nose is running skin. And this does add some nice coverage to it as well. So since I am using a tinted moisturizer, this is gonna add a bit more coverage while taking away any excess shine, and also kind of dialing down the blush a little bit, but not too much, because also I still want some pink showing, but I don't want clown status, you know? And again, this could be a lot of blush for some people, but for me, it's perfect. Perfect. Put a powder under the eyes. I take my Wet n Wild banana powder and just like a little brush like this. Doesn't really matter which brush, but kind of this shape. And I just take a little bit of it. Just gonna brush it under my eyes. I don't really bake. I used to, but then I realized how terrible it looked, like especially in pictures. Oh my gosh, it looked so bad. So I just kind of do a little bit of powder under my eyes and kind of sweep it up here too. Contour, taking my One Size Trio in Made for Shade, and I take the darkest shade right here. It may not look the darkest. These actually may look all the same on camera, but in real life, especially with how pigmented these are, this one comes off like the darkest on me. I just take a little bit because, like I said, pretty pigmented. And I suck in like that. And I just apply in the hollows of my cheeks. Just a little bit. Oh, and I don't know, did I show y'all what the brush looked like? I don't even know the brand. Farah. I have like a couple brushes in the same shape as this, but like from different brands. So I just, whichever one I grab first, that's the one I use. It's like in the same bucket or jar of brushes. Okay, and then for the other two colors, I kind of mix them, and I use my little cookie brush from the cream shop, and I kind of just mix them like that. And I just go over what I just applied, and then kind of going all over my face. Okay, and then for my first highlighters, because I do use like multiple, today, again, this can change as well. I kind of go in between my Anastasia one from my Dream Kit or my Wet n Wild ones, but today we're using Anastasia Dream Kit because I think the pinkiness of the highlighters will go with this whole rainbow vibe. So I've used this in other tutorials as well, and I mainly stick to these three. But I know once like this one runs out, I'm gonna have to like probably venture off to the other three. But I take Unicorn, Wish, and I can't read what this purpley one is, but it's just this bottom corner one. And I kind of just mix. I'm using this brush today. Again, I have like similar highlighting brushes with like the same shape, so whichever one I grab first, that's the one I use. And I kind of just mix all three colors. And take that on my cheekbones, and then taking a little bit of the highlight, taking it on my nose, on the tip, and then like the whole bridge, and then on top of my highlighter. So I take my Fenty one and How Many Carats, and I'm just gonna apply that. On the same places that we applied the other highlighter. I'm gonna set my face with my makeup, Milk Makeup Hydro Grip Spray. I switch up between this one and my Colourpop one, Pretty Fresh. I'm gonna quickly spray myself with that, and then because I can never have enough highlight, I'm gonna go in more. So again, mixing the three colors from my Anastasia palette and applying the same places where I first applied highlighter. And again, probably not everybody's style when it comes to highlighters. I hear that 2016 style of highlighters is out. No, 2016 style of highlighting is always going to be in for me. I'm sorry. Maybe like contouring, maybe no, but highlighting, yes. And then taking the Fenty one again. And then we're almost done. I spray again with my Milani one. My Milani spray. This one's almost out. Don't ask why I like double spray, double highlight. It's my routine. So this is what I do. But yeah, applying my lips, and the face routine is done with the eyes. I hope y'all enjoyed watching me apply my face makeup. Again, I was asked like by someone on Instagram if I could show it, and I was gonna film one anyway, and I finally got around to filming it. So let me give y'all a close-up of the face. Again, this might not be everybody's style of blush and highlight. It can be intense, but for me, it's every day. No, I'm just kidding. I don't wear makeup every day, but for me, if I was to do my highlight, this is what I'm doing. But yeah, close up the eyes. Yeah, I hope y'all enjoyed this face routine. I hope y'all have a great day. Tutorial for the eye look will be my last video, so it will be linked down below along with all the products I've used, along with social media. And yeah, I hope y'all have a great day, and bye.